What's up, guys? Samoan Fan 101 here, and this is my Smackdown review. Um, Smackdown, and I just want to say this right out of the way. Smackdown kicked Raw's ass. I mean, Raw this week was complete, total shit. Well, not complete shit, but it was mostly shit. Smackdown. That, in terms of quality, Smackdown is the A show, just like it was back in 2002. Missing a couple of the guys. I mean, we could benefit from an Edge or a Kurt Angle or a Chris Benoit or somebody like that. Anyways, let's get this shit started, shall we? We started off the show with a Randy Orton Bray Wyatt segment. Randy Orton came out. He's actually wearing. I can't believe I'm even making this comparison. He's actually wearing pants. This must be they call this a new era. It must be a new era because Randy Orton comes out wearing pants now, like any other person in the world. Because if you look at Randy Orton for many years, did he always come out in pants? No, he never came out in pants. He always came out in tights, no matter what the weather was, no matter what the occasion was, even if it was like a street fight. Because usually, say in a street fight, you come out, you wear street clothes. You wear jeans or pants, and you wear a shirt or something of the sort. Randy, all the time, would just come out for every segment. Just when he would come out just to talk, not to wrestle, but to talk, he would come out in fucking tights, which made him look so fake at times, especially if it was like in weather that was really cold. Like, dude, wear some pants. Now he's actually wearing pants and a shirt. It's like, and like a little coat. Like, okay, that's something I believe Randy Orton actually wears. Not fucking a t-shirt and jorts like John Cena does. Anyways, the segment, I'm not gonna go into much detail, but the segment basically consisted of Bray Wyatt calling from the back, calling out Randy Orton to try to find him. And to his credit, Randy Orton, he's not a little bitch. He's gonna go after him. And throughout the show, we got sprinkled segments here and there of Randy Orton trying to find Bray Wyatt in cryptic ways. After that, we briefly had Dean Ambrose backstage. He basically saying he's going to take back the WWE title. It was just a basic backstage segment. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Next, we had an 8-man tag team match between American Alpha and the tag team champions Heath Slater and Rhino against the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and Connor and Victor of the Ascension. It was actually a pretty decent opening match. It wasn't bad. Was it great? No, but it was certainly good enough. There was only 3 matches in the entire card for good reason, because the main event ended up being Ambrose and Styles in their rematch from Backlash. They ended up having the tag team match ended up, being pretty good. Ended up being a pretty decent match. The Usos won after they had Heath Slater in a submission hold and Heath tapped out. I guess it kind of makes sense, that they're building up the match to the pay-per-view. And it wasn't a straight up tag team match like it was with fucking New Day and Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. That was retarded. This actually made sense because it's an 8-man tag team match. You don't know who's gonna get pinned. I swore that the winners were going to be Slater, Rhino, and American Alpha by beating one of the members of the Ascension. Probably Connor. Because Victor's actually good. Connor just sucks. But, no, the Usos won. And that actually made me realize that for the first time in God knows how long, the Ascension actually won a match. And they didn't even make the pinfall. But the only really weird thing I could say is that the Ascension won a match. That's hilarious. I'm digging this Usos look. And if you watch the match, if you go back and watch, okay, Go back and watch the match. If you look from behind, I think I forget. It's one of the Usos came out with a shirt. One of them didn't. And there's this shot from the camera, and you see the back of one of the Usos, the one without the shirt. And I shit you not, I thought for a second that was Baron Corbin. I was like, dude, what is Baron Corbin doing in this match? What the hell does he have to do with anything? Oh no, it's just one of the fucking Usos. I laughed my ass off at my stupid mistake. Anyways, we had Cena backstage. He says that he's gonna be on commentary with during the main event. And he did full entrance and all. John Cena says that one thing AJ Styles doesn't have that Ambrose does is guts. Although AJ Styles is the champion, and I'll explain his commentary later because that's actually pretty good. Slightly funny because this was in Cleveland, Ohio. So Miz came in, he saw a picture of LeBron James on the wall, and then he pointed at someone to put a picture of the Miz holding the WWE title on the wall. I thought that was actually kind of funny. Next, we had more shenanigans between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Randy, and every time we saw Randy backstage trying to look for Wyatt, we would then see Wyatt on TV speaking. Like one instance, he said it was like a mouse caught in the trap. Randy, he saw like a wooden arrow with like a doll or something on it that pointed to the right. Randy went left and decided to just point the arrow to the left. But when you see Randy walk off, the arrow turned back right, and there you see Eric Rowan looking scary as fuck. Honestly, Eric Rowan is the kind of guy I do not want to see in the hallway. So there's that. Next, we had the second of 3 matches of the night, which was a tag team match between Carmella and Natalya against Naomi and Nikki Bella. This was not that good of a match. It was decent enough, but it wasn't that good. Although this was a rematch from last week, where if you saw Carmella intentionally DQ'd in the match, even though it shouldn't have been a disqualification, dumbasses, and Carmella just, Carmella is pretty damn good as a heel. And looking back at her theme song, it's like, this woman should have been a heel from day one. Okay, yeah, she was over when she was with Enzo and Cass, but Carmella, you listen to her song, it's like this. It's tailor made for a heel, and yet she was a babyface. At least she wasn't NXT because NXT got it. The average WWE crowds for Raw and SmackDown, they're not going to get it because that's just not their nature. Different crowds NXT in the main roster. Natalya and Carmella won after I think I honestly forget the finish of this match. Honestly, I wasn't paying that much attention to it because I didn't care. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, not 3. Nikki Bella was on her own. Naomi was taken out of the equation. She did that running forearm smash to Natalya, who was running interference. And Nikki Bella got rolled up by Carmella, even though and she says it's a roll up, but honestly it was just a regular pinfall with all of Carmella's weight on Nikki Bella. It was a normal looking pinfall, except her butt was sticking up in the air. God, I could ream that ass if I wanted to. Damn it, John Cena. Give me that woman for one night and I'll be happy. I'll record it so you can... What the fuck am I talking about? After that match, we had, I shit you not, one of the greatest in-ring talking segments all year. And probably one of the best, if not the best, segment that Miz and Dolph Ziggler were ever a part of. What segment am I talking about? You know it. The Miz's, not championship celebration, but contract celebration. He came in, he finally renegotiated his contract. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And that's that. Miz came out, talked trash to Cleveland because he should have been the Cleveland hero, not someone like LeBron James, who was a Cleveland fake or something like that. He congratulated his own parents in the crowd while dissing Dolph Ziggler's parents, because Dolph Ziggler is also from Cleveland. Speaking of Ziggler, he came out and straight up told Ziggler, like, look, and he didn't want another match. He's like, look, don't mock me. Like, you can mock me all you want. Do not mock my family. Do not mock my friends. Do not mock my people, my city. And, you know, Miz tried to talk trash, but Ziggler's like, no. It's like, you cheated, and that's about it. And Ziggler was just about ready to leave, but then Miz decided to rub it more in his face that kept on winning, and he basically pulled a work shoot promo somewhat, where he said Dolph Ziggler would constantly lose. And Dolph Ziggler has been constantly losing the past few months. Ziggler was constantly losing. He just didn't have an in him anymore. The crowds were not as hot to him as we were. He says that Ziggler was almost world championship material, but is championship material, but it's just not there. So, and ran down Ziggler. He did, and he almost buried Ziggler, but he wasn't a burial like what Triple H does to people, because what Miz saying was actually true. That's exactly what Dolph Ziggler's been doing for the past, not even the past few months, for the past year and a half. And the Miz made a comment right before he left the ring to go to the back. Miz and Maurice. And Maurice was also very good here too, whenever she did talk. Maurice is hot as hell. How Miz got that chick, I have no idea. Miz basically, the last thing Miz said before he left the ring to Ziggler was, the only way basically you're going to face me is if you put your career on the line or something. Very sarcastic comment. But then, and the way Ziggler was selling all this was perfect. Ziggler had one of the best sell jobs to a promo segment ever. He was like rubbing his like eyes or something like that. Not crying, but like kind of like this. Thinking. And then he called Miz out. He's like, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. It's true. Everything you told about me was absolutely true. And then he says he wants one more match. And Miz, of course, is like, you know, fuck you. He didn't say that. He didn't even speak on the mic. He just was kind of like sarcastic, like, yeah, not gonna happen. And Ziggler, oh god. Ziggler straight up said, look, you put your Intercontinental title on the line one more time. And if you win, and like my career's on the line, and I'll put my career on the line. If you win, I'm done. And Miz came back in the ring, and he's like, whoa, did I hear you right? And he even said, like, if you lose, you're not going to Raw, you're not going to NXT, you leave WWE for good. And yeah, that's pretty much what was going on. So Dolph Ziggler puts his career on the line for a shot at the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz at No Mercy. Miz loses, Ziggler's the champion. Ziggler loses, he retires from WWE. So, and of course, Miz loves the idea of putting Dolph Ziggler into retirement, very forcibly. So that was awesome. And yeah, Miz is he's fucking killing it as a heel right now. He's one of the best heels in wrestling right now. One of the best heels. Along with AJ Styles, because Miz is a pure heel. He can really get the crowd to hate him. AJ Styles is not a pure heel. Because Styles, despite being a heel, is loved by almost everybody because of how awesome he is. Kevin Owens is somewhat the same. You can't get the crowd to fully boo for him, although he's done it a few times because Kevin Owens is just that despisable of a bastard. But yeah, it was just they're both just killing it right now. Miz, he is just he is owning everything. Everything. He's kicking ass. As far as the that it was just a fucking awesome segment. You guys got to see it. I can't say enough about it. Next, we had more shenanigans. Actually, no, not even shenanigans. I can't say that. We had, from the looks of it, it looks like Becky Lynch was going to come up for a match. Then Alexa attacked from behind. He rammed her face against the steel mat, the steel runway. So did it hurt? Good. And then she took the belt off of Becky's waist, saying that she didn't deserve it, and Alexa did. Threw the belt at her, and then walked away. What a bitch. Back to our Harley Quinn look she was this week with the 2 ponytails. Then we had another Kurt Hawkins vignette of him saying something and saying something about next week, or maybe he's arriving next week or something. Honestly, I'm kind of enjoying these Kurt Hawkins vignettes. It would be a really Larry's one of the guys on 411 Mania. He said this, and it's just it was whole. I mean, this made me laugh my ass off. Where he said, "I hope he never actually makes it into the building. He just kind of makes it. He just kind of sticks at everyone and just does vignettes or just works in the office all day. That would be hilarious. That would be really hilarious." After that, we had more shenanigans with Randy and Bray. We cut to the end of it. The end of Searching for Him, where Bray Wyatt's disappointed that Randy could never find him. We then see Randy, who is in Eric Rowan's sheet mask. I guess he beat up Eric Rowan at one point off screen. He beat up Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt left, and Randy Orton just looked at the camera, put the sheet mask back on, and wow. The Randy Bray stuff was the worst thing of the night, but it wasn't bad. It was actually okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't that good, but it wasn't bad either. It was actually kind of okay. And one thing it did do was it built to their inevitable match at No Mercy without it having to be, constantly taking up talking segments over and over again. At least it was goofy enough to be entertaining. And it didn't take too much time either. So no more talking, no more matches, so thank Lord. Next, we had the other best thing of the night. We had the rematch from Backlash. AJ Styles defending the WWE title against Dean Ambrose in what ended up being a pretty a great match. This match was awesome. This match, these guys have really good chemistry. I haven't seen Dean Ambrose have this good chemistry with somebody since Seth Rollins. And AJ Styles has that. Then again, he's just as awesome, if not more awesome, than Seth Rollins is. Styles, though, he was just kicking ass. And so was Ambrose. And one thing that I will say is that from the parts that I saw, and I saw all the match, I even rewatched it. I saw the match, it's like, this match on my if I had to make a ratings list, and if I had to rank it above or below Backlash, when I'm watching the match, I'm like, this match is actually somewhat better than the Backlash match. It's faster. It's somewhat smoother. It's faster. It's more fast-paced. The action is more quick. There's not as many slow moments, not as many dull moments. Not saying that Backlash didn't have a few dull moments. It did, but it wasn't bad. It didn't deter from the match or anything. But this one had even less dull moments, very little. Everything built to something. The finish made perfect sense. What made it better was that John Cena put them both over on commentary instead of being a jackass and just putting both of them down, saying, I'm the greatest and they suck. It wasn't like that. Thankfully, Cena was awesome on commentary here. Saying that Dean Ambrose was very unpredictable, making him a tough opponent, and AJ Styles is at the top of his game. No shit. Of course he's at the top of his game. He's fucking AJ Styles. Um, and God, that was just awesome. And but like you look at everything, and I can't rate this better than the Backlash match overall for one reason. It was not the wrestlers. It was not the commentary. It was not the crowd. It was not the camera. It wasn't because Dean Ambrose slipped on a banana peel. It wasn't because of the fact it was fast paced. Fast paced is actually what makes Dean Ambrose a better wrestler. He's a better fast paced wrestler than he is a slow wrestler. That's something Styles is better at, but he's also really good at fast pace. He's a high flyer for years. But why don't I like this match better than Backlash as of this time? My opinion could change later on, but as of this time, why is it not as good as Backlash? I only have one answer. It's because of the fact that the match had 2 commercial breaks that went 3 to 4 minutes or something. Well, maybe not that long, but the fact is that when you have a match on TV and when you have a commercial break, it kills the flow of the match. I was just saying this on Raw in my Raw review when we had 2 cruiserweight matches, even though they were 8 minutes, and both of them had commercials in it. Why not just let the match go out? And the pace of for us TV watchers, you know, it doesn't ruin the flow of the match so much because it's almost like as if we didn't see that much. But for a match as big and as long as this one, you're gonna miss something, and we did. We missed 2 things. We missed an awesome AJ Styles knee, or AJ Styles attack on Dean Ambrose's knee. We saw one other thing during the commercial break that they showed when they came back on the air. But it goes back to my problem, and some people might disagree with me on this, but that's just your opinion. This is my opinion. My opinion is that commercials, more often than not, kill the flow of the match. It killed this match. 2 of them did. Why did we need 2 commercials for a main event match as big as this one? I'll admit, maybe if I watched the commercial-free stuff, the match was better. The match was better than Backlash. Look, I even admit that, like, yes, at times this was better than the Backlash match. So why isn't it? Because 2 commercial breaks killed the flow of the match. We missed several things, and now some of that action we will never see unless you watch live footage. Which is really, really sad because I really, really loved this match. It's not as great as their Backlash match. I thought that was just a little bit better. This was still a great match. This was a great episode. And after the match was over, Styles retained after Styles punched John Cena. John Cena tried to attack Styles on running interference. Ambrose had Styles in a pinfall. The referee didn't see it in time. When he did, Styles kicked out. Dean Ambrose went out of the ring, punched John Cena, came back in the ring, and also got rolled up for the win while Styles rolled up the tights, or in this case, Dean Ambrose's pants. And Styles rolled out of the ring with the WWE title. Ambrose and Cena were arguing in the ring. Ambrose went for dirty deeds. Cena countered, hit an AA. Styles came in the ring, tried to attack Cena, hit him with a Styles Clash. That didn't work. Cena countered with an AA. And John Cena stood tall in his never-ending reign for 16 world titles. So, this was a great episode of Smackdown. The only thing that people might not like about it is the Orton Bray stuff. Some people didn't mind that. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was okay. It was entertaining. At least it was different. So, with that said, guys, great episode of Smackdown. Check it out if you can. Until next time, guys, I will see you later.